Anywho, then I found this guy. This was the first release of the Batman Begins style uh, Batman. Um, I don't know. It was okay. I had to have it just because. And then these guys showed up. I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's like somebody finally listened to me. They had cloth capes, and they were like 8 inches tall. And then their hands. You see all this stuff next to him? This is crap that I accumulated over the years. I've got more, but this was the small stuff. He could actually hold all that junk. Which I always wondered, why is it that the Batman figures weren't created so they could do it? But anyway, this Batman wasn't like ginormously muscular and, looking like he was on roids. He was just lean and just really well sculpted. I mean, that's what the Four Horsemen seem to do. Really good stuff. They got the semi-retro look with the kind of new age looking style with the emblem. The rest of his body still looks like Batman. And see, there we go. Rubber hands so he can hold the stuff. And his hands don't lose shape once you put an item in his hand. So I could make him do all kinds of stuff. Here's a grapple gun that I made from a buckle of a 12-inch figure. Well, half of a buckle of a 12-inch figure. Because I needed something that could go in between or go over all his fingers instead of in between them. Now, the cape length. That was another thing. This cape was long, but it wasn't long enough. But it was cool until I got into my customizing phase. But I mean, look at that. He's holding 2 batarangs looking all badass like he's ready to take on whatever. This was like the epitome of what a Batman figure should be to me. So we took that and amped it up the Insane Ink way. And that's what I do. So I turned this cape crazy, like the way I like it, the way I've seen in so many comics. This is the way classic Batman's cape is supposed to be. It's supposed to be huge and it's supposed to be able to flare out at his feet. And I figured this was the next step. Now, I only did these custom capes, the biggest ones for the DC Universe figures. I did this all this year. Some of the other ones I attempted, but they didn't come out right. So everything you've seen that's been custom, I just did like not too long ago, a couple months ago, maybe the beginning of the year. But I mean, look at that. That's the way it's supposed to look. And in the dark, it's even better because the shadows cover up certain lines, so you can't see where his cape opens and closes. Then I did another one. There was an artist during the Nightfall story arc. I think his name was Kelly Jones. I could be wrong. But he did the crazy Batman cape that flared out like this that you see in The Batman now. So I was like, I have to do that because I was reading Batman hardcore back then. So I figured it was the next step. I mean, look, he's holding stuff and his cape is looking all dynamic and crazy like in the comics. I mean, I don't know why I had to do it and they didn't just have a figure like that. If you've seen the Hot Toys 12-inch movie figures, they all have these ginormous capes. So what I did was for each cape that I made for each different character, I did a style of cape that kind of mimicked the symbol on their chest. With these two, I just played around and did a variation, because I got so many of them. There was a 2-pack with Superman and Batman, and I figured, you know what, I got 3 of them, let me play around with them. Anyway, this guy came out shortly after I found that other one. He was in a 2-pack with, I think, Superman. I could be wrong. But I just thought it was slick. It was like a retake on the old school Neil Adams, Jim Aparo, old school blue and gray. And I liked it. The belt looked awesome. I mean, I think it'd probably be difficult to move around with all those spiky things popping up. But he looked hardcore. And then the cowl had like plates to it. So you could tell there was like Kevlar or something built into the mask. So it's more of a helmet, not just a mask. I mean, look at that. You can see the little bolts where the plates, connect to the mask. You possibly could take them off. I don't know. It looked like, I guess, something he could replace if they got damaged. Even on the back, there's more detailing. And this is the kind of stuff that, like, when I used to draw Batman, just for the sake of drawing him, I've never drawn him professionally except for at conventions. This is the kind of stuff I would always put on his costume. Little indications that he's wearing a costume for us as the reader. It's nothing that an opponent would see because, I mean, this guy would just fly in and beat the shit out of you and be out. But the belt was really cool. That ring around the symbol on the center of the belt, the buckle, you could take it off and you could use it as something. I figured it could either be brass knuckles or it could be a grappling hook. Okay, and then I found this dude, this Lost. This thing was lame. I thought it was the superposable DC superheroes, you know, wave. I can't remember. Maybe it's wave 2, Batman or something. But it wasn't super articulated. It was only his upper body, which pissed me off greatly. I was like, I can't believe that. Because in the package, the title obscured the feet, so you couldn't see what was going on with these legs. So I don't know, it just kind of was lame. I was like, I can't believe this. His neck was stuck pointing down, so you couldn't really use him to like, you couldn't put him in any poses pretty much. It was just lame. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But then this guy came along and this guy was awesome. So much detail, so many cool little parts to it. I mean, look at all the buckles and whatnot, even where the emblem sits on there, the way the plates on the armor sit there, the belt. I mean, he even has a different utility belt. Like, these cats actually tried, and this looks good. His face, cool mask. You can see the insulation on the suit. It's just slick. It's real slick. I couldn't believe the amount of detail. And I paid like $5 for this because this is when they first came out. This thing wasn't expensive. It was like $5 or $6. Now you think about it, figures with not even half this detail are like $14.99. I mean, I just paid $12.99 or $14.99 for Commander Steel, and he's just a pretty paint job for the most part. And then he comes with a collector's, with a collect and connect piece for Giganta. I'm like, that shouldn't be. But this one, I think this is the second most expensive Batman out there, and I got him as a birthday present when he first came out. My friend goes by the name of 5000 Watts on DeviantArt. He got this for me for my birthday, and I was like, wow, where'd this come from? This figure is slick. I mean, the detail is hot. I mean, look at the belt on that mug, and there's seams and wear and tear on the belts and stuff. It's just quality. I was like, man, they did a good job. The only thing I wish it had was a cloth cape. That's the only thing that can make these things better, because these capes aren't malleable. But I mean, look at that belt. You got the symbol on the belt, you got the pockets, you got the little scrunched up part near his abdomen, so you can tell it's actual cloth over maybe armor. The pockets remind me of like World War II gear, kind of. I don't know. It's just good stuff, man. Like, seams are nice. Seems like an alternate universe Bats, you know, maybe Tim Drake in the future. I don't know. To me, Tim will be the next Bats. I'm not feeling this Dick Grayson thing, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But right now we can marvel at this. Look at his gloves are slick. His the paint job is nice. How they put that wash over it to give the blue, most of the blue parts that wear. The only thing I don't like is his face. I think the shape of the face is cool, but the details of the face, the cowl is awesome. The face itself, like his mouth, not feeling it. Should have looked like the others. And then this guy, as soon as I heard they were making a Dark Knight, I was like, I gotta get this figure. Then I saw the pictures. I'm like, yep, it's a done deal. All the little details. Look at those eyes. I mean, he looks ready to beat the shit out of somebody. You know? The gauntlet, all this crazy detail. I mean, he's got like, what, 6 spines on his arm? Then all the little pocket pieces and all the little segments and whatnot. They got everything perfect. And the articulation was really good too. I heard that I think it was the right leg was kind of wobbly on a lot of them because they were having the same problems with paint sticking. I didn't have that problem. As you can see here, I made the cape mimic the symbol because I'm pretty sure that's what it does in the movies. And this one, my best friend got that for me for my birthday, I think a year ago. I like this figure. Now, this figure suffered from the quality control issue. His left leg was wobbly and gummy, and when I put him in the fridge to, you know, let everything harden. When I moved the leg, it fell off, but still, I fixed it, and you can see the figure is nice. I mean, Terry Mack is pretty hardcore. The spines are cool. They got every detail from that, and originally I didn't even like it, but I didn't like Batman Beyond, but I grew to like it. And he comes with that only accessory. I had to make these wings for him. and I dig them. They came out really slick. I made them from a red plastic plate. And then we have the Public Enemy's Batman. This was like, I think, something I wasn't really that excited about because I didn't like the style that much. He kind of grew on me though. I got him and Soups, one after another, and I made that cape. After I made the cape, it was a wrap. He came alive. I gave him that cape because I just wanted to do something different with him. This one is the one I was waiting for. Even though I know a lot of people don't care because he's just a repaint, I dug the '89 movie, as you can see from the intro, and they captured most of it. I just wish he had Keaton's likeness. I gave him the proper cape and everything. All we need now is a Batmobile. This, my girl picked up for me. She picked up the two-part, Clayface and versus Batman pack, and I thought it was slick because this is the closest I've come to getting that gray and black Batman that can hold stuff and is fully posable. As you can see up here in the detail, I made that piece of the cowl for him. It's made from electrical tape. Yeah, cape is nice. I mean, I just went ahead and did another one of the one I did before. I cut a pattern for him. This was the last 8-inch Batman figure I found. I didn't even know they made this figure, and then one day I was on Amazon and I came across this and I was like, whoa, they did this? But you can see the 3 spines like he's supposed to have. He's got the ninja style gauntlets. Just a mean looking figure. Look at those eyes. And he's even more posable than the Dark Knight version because the armor is smaller. And it's kind of weird because they said the idea was to make him more posable in the new armor in the movie. So I don't know how they didn't get that across in the film. But did the custom cape treatment with him, and I dug it. It came out nice. And this was the final bats. This is my little, DC Infinite Crisis Batman. And I got him so that my son and I could play around with G.I. Joes and Batman. And, he has some Marvel Legends, or the miniature Marvel people like this too. So, yeah, and it's pretty nice detail on it. But as you can see, that is about to wrap up my review. Hope you guys had fun. Get at me. Peace.